Hi and welcome to Virtual Miss Friday. My name is Michelle Dale. I'm the founder of Virtual Miss Friday and the creator of 1nSourcing, and you are inside 1nSourcing Initiate. This is part one, where we're going to be talking about common hirer complaints. Now, if I was to put this more pleasantly, I would call these, I guess, challenges that occur when hiring, and they could be labeled as that, but really, if we're just honest about it, these are hirer complaints. These are the complaints that people make when they go ahead and hire or outsource to virtual assistants, freelancers, etc., etc. So because most of the time when they occur, hirers get upset, they kind of give a warning to the service provider and eventually would let the provider go if nothing changes, believing there's no resolution, it's just the way things are. But when I built 1nSourcing, I wanted to build into this model the elimination of as many of these complaints as I possibly could. So let's take a look at them. The first is the quality and the standards of the work. Basically, the output or the finished result that the client was getting wasn't to the standard that was expected. Now, this issue is related simply to a matter of quality control. The second complaint is not following instructions. So basically the provider wouldn't properly follow the instructions and the outcome is something different to what the client expected. And that is a leadership issue. Then delays in delivery. So basically the work was going past due dates and taking too long to finish. So deadlines were being missed. And basically that is a project management issue. Too much back and forth between the client and the virtual assistant or the freelancer. So the communications are extensive, but nothing is really getting accomplished. And this eats into a lot of time and wastes a lot of energy. And that is a task/time management issue. Then there's the disappearing acts. I've had a few of these myself, where providers would seemingly disappear, leaving the hirer basically high and dry without any help, and that is a reliability issue. Then there's wasted time. So providers would do a lot of instructed work that was wasted for whatever reason, like the client can't use it in the end, or there was other bits and pieces that were missing that were required, and then the whole project went out of whack because of it, and that really is a planning issue. Then there's the cost. So the cost of the work was higher than anticipated or agreed upon with the client. Usually it's a case where people are quoting hours of time and the hours go over, and then the client gets a surprise bill at the end, and that is a budget management issue. Then there's the disappointment. So the work was done, but it didn't yield the results that were being hoped for. And then basically the overall process of hiring a virtual assistant or a freelancer or any kind of other provider just ends in a disappointing scenario. And that is just a lack of care and respect. So everything is manageable. All of these points are really manageable. They don't have to be issues or challenges or complaints. So let's take a look at the real issues, which are not the complaints, but the lack of quality control, leadership, project management, task and time management, reliability, planning, budget management, and care and respect. And these are all things that can be managed, but the misconception about hiring is as a common misconception that service providers, when you hire them, that suddenly you'll be able to claim back hours of time in your day and get all the tasks done that you don't want to do. And it will all be so easy breezy while you focus on doing on what you love, and hiring providers allow you to get a lot back from life and you're able to sit sipping cocktails on a beach. Do you know what? This is the absolute truth. There is total truth in that, but somebody has to be focusing on quality control, leadership, task management, reliability, planning, budget management, care and respect. And who is doing that with the provider? So suddenly hiring that virtual assistant or several virtual assistants or freelancers or providers to complete the task or project becomes more of an unenjoyable full-time job where the promises of the hiring dream and the free time are not realized. So many clients or hirers just basically give up and go back to doing it all themselves, or making unnecessary compromises where they don't have to. So 1sourcing is the absolute complete solution for that. But more on this later. There are two sides to every story, and next we need to look at the issues from the other side of the fence and go into what common complaints providers have with their hirers, which is similar to this part. To watch part 2 to get the full picture of what we're dealing with, and then we'll go into the solutions and how 1sourcing completely eliminates all of the complaints from both sides. So thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you in the next video.